I remember having my kids in the car and driving down the street. At the bottom of my street was just a wall of flames. That was our way out. We had nowhere else to go. The traffic was stopped, and on my right you could see literally flame barreling down the hill, and the fire was coming towards us real fast. And we had nowhere to go. I remember turning to my kids and saying, "You better pray, because it's the only way we're going to make it out."
Rubble and ash left in its wake. Carr Fire crews say the Carr Fire is taking down everything in its path.
I couldn't believe it was happening. I could not, you hear about fires, and I could not believe this was happening to us. I could not believe this was happening. When we were inside in the house and I knew we had minutes just to grab something, I remember standing in my closet, I remember standing in my bedroom, standing in the rooms, and it's just like, what do you take? You know? It's like one part of you knows you're never coming back, and the other part of you was like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen to us. They're going to save our house. Getting my kids out and getting all of us out was what was most important to me.
I wasn't, thinking too much. It's kind of like a sporadic, go, act now. Get as much as you can out of the house, stuff that you want, people that you want. Send everyone out, avoid this thing that's coming down. It's just, you don't really think, naturally or, logically. You're just kind of thinking, something bad's going to happen. I can't stop it. I've got to do what I can. Hey, wait, they took out some of the pool fence. Look. Even the poles are taken off. Now we got this one.
We're basically just praying the whole time while we're going to the evacuation center, just hoping that it won't touch the house, just hoping everything will be fine.
I remember driving up here and looking around my van, and it's like my kids and I, everything I had in the world at that point fitted in the van with room to spare. Me, my kids, the dog, my 5 kids, the dog, and all our possessions fitted in the van with room to spare. And as we were leaving Reading, I've never seen Reading look like it was. It was like these huge, like hand-sized pieces of ash falling from the sky, and it was just black. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was just black. It was something I never again want to see.
I can just kind of like corner this off.
It's actually kind of worse to see somebody rebuilding and we can't do that.
I know. Hey, am I allowed to go over there? Mom. What?
Like, it didn't feel real. Like, it hadn't really set up, but the fact of knowing the house, like the only house I lived in my whole life, it's gone now. I was shocked, I think mostly. Just mostly shocked, and like just knowing basically the whole, like everything I knew, like everything that I ever owned, everything I loved, just everything is gone. I wanted to go back to school. Like, I was excited to go see my friends. That was the school I went to for like 7 years. I wanted to go back there. I wanted to go play band instruments. I wanted just to go back to normal.
I know I'm trying to make a home here for my kids right now. My boy. Yeah. Everybody has supported us so much up here and really wrapped their arms around us is the only way to put it.
What little is left of birthday cake, black cherry and strawberry.
Okay, can I get a small black cherry milkshake?
Milkshake? Yeah, you can. You?
A small, that lemon one, please.
Oh, the lemon, right?
Yeah, small one, please. We were sitting chatting, and I saw the guy up at the barn. And I think, yeah, I've seen him before, but I mean, you meet people, and you can't turn around. Next he comes over to us, he's going to go pay, and says, you're dead in the ambulance. I said, yeah. He said, I totally recognize the brogue, and he grabbed our ticket, and he bought us lunch. As I was saying, it's about the community up here. They do stuff like that for you, you know?
Yep.
even if we were to move back to Reading, like I've talked to my kids about it, it's not going to be the same because home is gone. So everything that was familiar to them is gone. School's not going to be the same. Everything's going to be different. So life is not, just because we go back to Reading does not mean life as we know it suddenly comes back. I wish I could wave a magic wand and make that happen. That's not possible. Well, it is what it is. It has to be done. You good, mister?
Well, to put it generally, it sucks. It still sucks a lot. It's kind of a range of emotions, if that makes any kind of sense.
It's been hard adjusting. It's just like going to school every day, like, oh yes, I'm so excited to see my friends, but like I'm like, oh wait, no, not those friends. Those ones are already down in school in Reading. Like thinking like the friends I grew up with aren't my friends up here. Like I've only known these people since August. I don't think necessarily any of us will ever like fully recover, because that is just like a part of us is kind of just like gone now. Like in school I'll be thinking, like I'll be in English class, oh yes, I only have like 2 more hours and I can go home, and then like the home I imagine is my Reading house, and I can imagine walking in and just like looking around. But then I realized, oh yeah, I don't live there anymore. I live up here. They don't have that.
Suddenly, I'm in this school where it's grade 7 to grade 12. There's 300 kids in total. And I was just like, this is not doing it. I am not up for this.
Get the work done so you graduate. That's the top rule.
That's basically.
I'd imagine.
Get it done on time and improve your study habits.
Now instead of going to class in a brick and mortar building, and doing tests and hanging out with tons of our kids, now I'm basically sitting at a desk in my room, looking on the computer and writing fill in the blank answers. It's like now if I even want to chat with someone, I can either message them on Facebook or something. It's like, okay, emojis and letters only get me so far, or I could drive 1.5 hours down to Reading, have maybe a 2-hour meetup, and then drive all the way back here and maybe see them in a month's time. It's that thing of now there's so much distance between even just Reading and here, where friends are just kind of an impossibility at this point. Everything is new. I'm not liking the new, I'm digging the old, but the old doesn't exist anymore. And it's that thing of, I'm not adjusting to the change because I'm really clinging on to the past.
We've all cried a lot. The kids have cried a lot. I've cried a lot. I try and stay strong for my kids. I don't always manage it, but I try and keep it together in front of my kids as much as I can. And sometimes when you're tired, it's the stupid things get to you. Like, you want to put on a comfy sweater that you had before on a cold day. You're cooking, because I love to cook and do stuff like that with my kids. And you're cooking and you put your hand out, you haven't got your familiar knife anymore. You haven't got, I had the garlic press. I kept buying damn cookie scoops and I kept forgetting my garlic press, And it's just not knowing what you need until you need it. I don't want the fire and what's happened to define my kids as an excuse for not doing well in life and for not succeeding in life. We can either sit back and feel sorry for ourselves, or we can get on with things and say, okay, it's happened. It's horrific. I'm never going to deny that, and we do deal with that. We do talk about it. We still cry about it sometimes. And some days are good, and some days they're just hard, But you just got to figure it out and move forward. And some days you're going to cry, and that's just part of the process. Other days you're absolutely okay. But you just got to figure it out. But when you're a mom, you got to figure it out for you, and you got to figure it out for your kids as well. And you're the one that they look to how you're dealing with stuff and how you deal. You cuddling?
Look at you.
It does weigh me, of course it does, you know?
It's not like I can't leave, but it's a thing of I shouldn't. Like I know I could easily just say, Mom, find a babysitter. Kids, I know you're capable. I know you got this. And I could just walk out. I could just say, all right, good luck, guys. Have at it. Bye. But it's that thing of, I know Mom, you know, would have to stretch even more money to get a babysitter. You know, I know the kids would have a hard time, you know, trying to get themselves adjusted. And it's that thing of, you know I can, you know, leave. I know I could, you know, probably do all those things, but I shouldn't, because I know things would just be total chaos. If I would have, you know, changed one thing, it wouldn't have been something like, you know, move back to Reading. It wouldn't have been, you know, no babysitting. It would have been no Carr Fire. I don't want any of this to have happened.